Hey guys, welcome to Unit 2, Lesson 5 notes. And the subject of these notes or this lesson is bearings. So let's kind of talk about bearings. So this is used like with airplanes or boats. So there's a couple different ways to look at it, but you always start with north. So this is going to be kind of weird. North is going to be 0 degrees. So if you go like due east, that's going to be 90 degrees. South is 180, and then west is 270. So that's one thing that's kind of weird. But it's like the distance. So if you have like a bearing of 30 degrees, then you're going like 30 degrees from north. So you're kind of going like northeast there, but more north than east, if that makes sense. So these are like in a clockwise direction. So that's going to be weird as well because it's kind of backward. But that's how this is set up. So I think the easiest thing to do is probably just to jump right in with a problem. So we have Max and Amy are on a camping trip. And so from their cabin, they plan to walk northeast. So northeast is truly halfway between north and east. So when you see that, we're thinking about a 45-degree angle. So 6 miles, and then they're going to head south, so due south, until they are directly east of their cabin. Okay, so they're going to make a little triangle. So they're going to hike back to the cabin. So let's draw a picture of what's going on here. Okay, so this is their cabin right here at 0, 0, and they plan to take a walk northeast 6 miles. Okay, so we're going northeast, and this is going to be 6 miles. So this is like 45 degrees. This is 45 degrees. Okay. Then it says, we've got that. Then it says they're going to head south. So due south until they are directly east. So it doesn't tell us this distance, but we're going to stop here because that's where it's directly east. So notice it makes a right triangle. I'm going to tell you, so this is my hint to you. In this unit on the test, everything is going to create some type of a right triangle. So that's going to be helpful. Later on in this course, we won't have just solely right triangles. So this is nice. So look for that right triangle wherever that is. Okay, so think about what we know about a 45, 45, 90-degree triangle. If we don't know what that distance is, I'm going to call that X. If this is X, this is also X because this is also 45 degrees. So that'll be kind of helpful to know as well. So I need to find, it says how many total miles. So I'm finding the perimeter of that triangle, but let's go ahead and try to figure out what X is. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So x squared plus x squared equals 6 squared. So 2x squared equals 18. So x equals the square root of 18. And if you type that in your calculator, that's about 4.24 miles. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add all the side lengths together. So I'm going to take 4.24 plus 4.24 plus 6, and I end up getting 14.48 miles. So that's how long their hike was. Okay, so go ahead and read through this one and see if you can come up with a picture at least, and we'll kind of take it from here. So I feel like maybe this one is more in depth, so I feel like we probably need to tweak your picture, but at least try it and see what you get. Okay, so I didn't make a complete picture because I wanted to kind of talk about it as we went along, but like at its bare minimum, I wanted you to at least see this. Notice that A and B are like on the same line, east-west line, and that they're 8.6 kilometers apart. Okay, so they're both seeing this station C. They're seeing it from different perspectives. So A is seeing it at a bearing of 53 degrees. Okay, so let's go back up here. Remember, like this is 0, so I'm going 53 degrees from that. So probably don't have the greatest. So 53 degrees is going to be right there. And that probably is not true to scale at all. Looks a little bit too, it looks a lot less than 53 degrees. So knowing that, I know that this angle then is 37 because this is going to be that right triangle that we're looking for. Okay, so let's look at the next sentence. So station B simultaneously detects the same plane with a bearing of 323 degrees. Okay, so think about this. So this is 0 or 360. And so what's going on is it has a bearing of 323 degrees this way. So this is 323. So, which is great, but I need to figure out, do this in a different color. I need to figure out this angle and this angle. That would be more beneficial. So, so this angle, if this is 323, so 360 minus 323 is 37 degrees. So this angle is 37 degrees, and then subtract 90 from that, this angle is going to be 53 degrees. So notice the similarities between these angles, and a lot of it has to do with these being parallel. So that's something nice to know too. Okay, so it says find the distance from B to C. So I'm trying to find X. So let's think about this as we have our right triangle. So think about 37 plus 53, that is 90. So here's our right triangle. So let's go back to what we know about right triangles. So I have an angle measurement. I have side lengths, and I'm trying to find this. So I'm going to take 53. I'm going to use it from that perspective and kind of go from there. So I drew out this triangle. I didn't mean to make it sideways. I'm just really bad at drawing. But this is another way to look at it to get rid of like all the junk that we don't need at this point. And so this is our hypotenuse. And this would be if I'm using that one. Like you can totally use this one. It doesn't matter which one. I just said I was going to use this 53. So that is going to be my adjacent side. So that's why I chose to use cosine. So I'm going to say cosine is x over 8.6. So again, we're going to set this up as a proportion. And cosine 53 times 8.6 is 5.175. Does it say where to round? No, it doesn't. I'm just going to clean this up a bit. So this is going to be 5.18 kilometers or x. Okay, so this is another way of looking at bearings. So this is where you start, and then this is like where you go from there. So like north, 75 degrees east. So we're going to start at north, and we're going to go 75 degrees east. So that 75 is going to be right here, and that is 15 degrees. So north, 35 degrees west. Same thing, we're just going the other direction. So this is 40 or 35. That's north, this is west. So this would be like 55. South, 22 degrees east. So we're going to start down here and we're going to go 22 degrees that way. So 90 minus 22 is 68. And so this angle would be 68 degrees. So I'm going through these. You don't necessarily need to know those other angles. It's just nice because you probably need it to figure out the angle. So south, 64 degrees west. And so 90 minus 64 is 26. So this is 26 degrees. So you'll also see things like that.